feeling, honey?
I'm kind of woozy. She's a beautiful baby. She is, isn't she?
Don't worry, honey. It's gonna be all right.
I'm sure it is. We lost our first baby. Well, we're not gonna let you lose this one. That's a promise. Excuse me a minute, okay? Hi, sweetheart. I got one quick errand to run before lunch, okay?
Okay, make it quick. I'm hungry.
Okay. Now, look, those are the Warrens. Their baby's being prepped for a transfusion. She has to have a complete exchange within the next 2 or 3 hours. Our age factor. It should go okay, but there's always a chance something could go wrong and they know it. So why don't you go give them some of that Danko reassurance till I get back?
Okay.
Okay.
Hi. I'm Mike, Jill's husband.
How do you do? Tad Warren.
Pleasure.
This is my wife, Midge.
Hi. Is that your baby?
Yeah.
Wow, she's beautiful.
Oh, hi there.
What are you doing?
Oh, a fella I know calls his dog work.
Don't you know that door is supposed to be kept shut? Right. Blood has to stay at 4 degrees centigrade.
Well, the man says to pack this in dry ice and deliver it to the east wing. Orderly pay doesn't include asking why, just do.
What man told you that?
Administrator, I think he said he was.
Well, if you'll just wait a minute, I'll check.
Hey, lady, I'm new around here.
Well, I think you might have misunderstood your instructions.
You wouldn't want to go making a fuss now, would you?
Still in surgery. Serology says they took every last pint of whole blood and plasma. It comes in containers like this, and it's tagged for blood type.
Wasn't there a blood theft at City Hospital a few weeks ago?
And there were a couple before that. Same M.O., it could be the same people. What we have here is a dangerous shortage of blood and plasma in the entire city. Oh, there's a lot more to the black market than just drugs. There's whole blood and plasma. Just like the illegal penicillin trade at the tail end of World War II, we have traffic in blood and plasma. People will pay anything to get their hands on it. It is stolen here in the States. A deal is made with an overseas contact and it's smuggled out of the country.
But the blood is supposed to be kept close to freezing.
And that's another thing. No reputable physician will use it after 21 days because it breaks up and it could kill.
How long will it keep if it isn't stored at the right temperature?
My understanding is approximately 1 hour at room temperature.
Whoever ripped off that blood and plasma must have hauled it away in something, Lieutenant.
That's a good idea. Why don't you take a look outside, see what you can come up with.
Sir.
Any further word, Danko?
No, nothing yet.
Don't worry about going back to duty. You've been relieved temporarily.
I just don't understand anything anymore, Lieutenant. Why that blood? There's a baby waiting for a transfusion right now.
Well, there's the Red Cross and other hospitals.
Yeah, but there's a shortage of blood.
They must have backups for situations like this.
What if they don't? That baby needs a very special type of blood, and she's going to need it within 2 hours.
The elevator exits to that door. So if they had wheels waiting, the pickup couldn't have been too far away.
Well, someone must have seen something. I mean, you don't walk out with something like that as if it were your laundry.
Unless maybe you look like you belong.
Maybe someone over here saw something.
Yeah.
Jerry, hold it. This has to be it. 2 guys rigged like orderlies. Look at this.
Type A.
How much you think that stuff's worth, huh? Who knows? Like I told that stupid nurse, the man said deliver it to the east wing. We're gonna deliver it all right, but where it pays. And this time, we're gonna get more bread than the last time.
You sure you don't recall what they looked like?
Wheeled a cart like that one from the hospital to a van, that's all.
Anything unusual about them? Height? Weight?
They didn't seem unusual. Just 2 fellas. I didn't give them a second look. I do remember. One of them was a black dude and the other was white.
The van, what color was it?
Blue, sort of. A Dodge, I think. But I can't be sure.
Was it new or old?
Didn't look too new to me. Hey, what's this all about anyway? What do you want with those 2?
We'd just like to talk to them.
Well, sorry I can't help more.
Thank you.
Hey, want a bite?
No thanks.
Thank you.
Maybe next time.
Next time.
That's the last of it.
Right. Man, my hands are freezing from carrying this stuff.
Stop complaining. Asthma said he'd be here in a few minutes.
And we feel the power flowing through us. From pole to pole. From the negative to the positive. Always to the positive, Mrs. Hanson. Positive power that cleanses, that renews, that energizes. We feel it now. Feel it coursing through our body.
Yes.
From hand to heart, to the very center of our being. And it brings a new light, Mrs. Hanson. A new life. All right, Mrs. Hanson.
Oh, I don't know how to thank you, Dr. Asmus. Nobody else could help me. You did say $25, didn't you?
That's right, Mrs. Hanson. $25 will do fine.
Thank you.
All right. There we are.
When can I see you again, Doctor? I feel fine now, but the pains still come and go. Oh, the pain is so unbearable sometimes.
Well, why don't you phone me tomorrow, Mrs. Hanson? We'll see if we can work you into the schedule on Thursday.
It's all there. Every last bag or sack or whatever you call those things.
Anybody see you?
No sweat. We jimmied the door. And after that, sweet and easy.
Come on, old man. What about our bread?
Head of the office.
Yeah. What's this thing do, Doctor?
Well, that's just a little invention of mine.
Well, the AMA approve of it? Hey, Jimmy, the closest thing old Doc got to a medical sheepskin is the one he got in the mail from a catalog place in Kansas City.
Very funny. 1,000.
The next time you need us, you know where to get us.
I'll call you if I need you.
Well, it's nice doing business with you, Doctor.
Hey, Doc, I think I'd like to come in for a treatment sometime.
I look forward to it. You gentlemen just use the front door, please.
Several hundred units, all types. Haven't made an accurate count yet. Well, if that's your best offer, I'm going to have to shop elsewhere. Yeah, I know you have the overseas contacts, but what's to prevent me from finding some of my own? And if all you can come up with is 60,000, yeah, you do that. Think it over.
2 males, 1 black and 1 Caucasian in a blue Dodge van.
Maybe blue.
And maybe a Dodge. All she could be sure of was it was a van.
All right, we'll pay special attention to blue vans, Dodge or otherwise. We know exactly what we're looking for, a couple of twisted punks who don't give a damn about anyone but themselves and how much they can put in their pockets. Let's nail them fast. There are a lot of patients waiting for that blood.
Sir. Stay with her. Officer Danko?
Yes, sir.
It's a skull fracture. At the moment, she's critical. I've relieved the pressure from the brain, but there could be other complications. When she recovers, we'll take some tests for possible brain damage. Now, you can hang around if you want to, but it's going to be hours before we know anything for certain.
I'll wait.
I'm sorry. I wish there was more I could do.
Thank you. Doctor, that baby I asked you about, how much blood does she need?
The Warren baby, RH factor. Well, to begin with, 1 unit, 1 pint. Now, in most cases, when we do a complete exchange on an infant, it must be done within 12 hours of birth. And at that, only 1 unit at a time.
Then she's going to be okay.
Well, if we can find the blood.
I knew RH negative was rare, but I didn't know it was that hard to find.
Well, in this case, there are additional factors. What we call anti-Big E and anti-Lutheran B. Now, these are antibodies that developed in Mrs. Warren's blood during her pregnancy. Now, both of those, coupled with the RH factor, make this situation almost unique. And we had to send to Washington to get the initial supply of that blood type.
Which was part of the blood ripped off from the bank.
Unfortunately.
Well, what about Washington? Can't they send more blood of that type?
We've contacted them. They cannot locate the original donor. All we can hope for at this point is the Red Cross can come up with some other donor at some place and time.
How long does the baby have if they can't?
At the outside, I'd say an hour and a half.
Emergency. Hold the line, please. Lieutenant Riker, it's for you.
Riker. All right, we'll handle it from here. Thank you. Red Cross found 2 units of the blood type that the Warren baby requires.
They came up with a donor?
No, the donor is out of the country and he's unavailable. They did find 2 pints of blood, though. They're shipping it air freight. Estimated time of arrival, 18 minutes from now. Flight number 295, Trans-State Airlines. You 2 handle that. I'll call a doctor.
She's conscious, but she'll drift. Now, don't stay too long.
Okay. Is there anything else you can tell me?
Not yet.
Okay, thank you. Baby? Hi, sweetheart.
There were two of them, and one of them hit me.
I know. You're gonna be okay.
And tell the Warrens that their baby will be okay.
They know that. Everything's gonna be all right.
Where were we gonna have lunch?
Let's not talk about it now.
Mike, I forgot to get the coffee for your breakfast.
We'll talk about it later. You kiss your breast. Excuse me. Kind of pretty close.
Well, anyway, the baby will be all right for a while.
They'll use the first unit now and the second unit first thing tomorrow morning. And after that...
Have you seen Jill?
Yeah, I got a chance to look in on her briefly.
Any chance of our looking in on her?
No, the doctor... He said he wanted to make a few more tests.
How are you?
I'm okay.
Why don't you sack out for a while before you fall on your face?
I'm okay.
Come on, man. She'd want you to take care of yourself.
Come on, we'll find an empty bed somewhere. Fall out for a little while. Leave word at the desk. They'll reach you when there's further word. Come on.
We are looking for a van, possibly blue, possibly a Dodge, and probably not a new vehicle. An analysis of clothing left at the hospital by these two male suspects tells us the following. They are approximately 6 feet tall and weigh somewhere between 150 and 180 pounds. Strands of hair found in the clothing tell us that at least one of the suspects was Caucasian, blonde, approximately 30 years of age, and the other suspect is reported to be black, late 20s, early 30s. On behalf of the captain and myself, I want to compliment those of you who have donated blood, and I know the Red Cross joins me in this. One more thing. Until we find the suspects and the blood they have stolen, we'll all be pulling double shifts.
Lieutenant, I understand the problem is that the hospital is having to tap other sources.
That is correct, and you'll be doing a great service if you put it out on your media. It will facilitate voluntary blood donations from the public. There's a baby at the hospital. They've been able to keep her alive so far. But if she does not receive a very rare type of Rh negative blood, she will die. The information is all there. If you would put that out as well, please.
How about an angle on the reason for the theft? Have you got one yet?
Black market, pure and simple, and we will have a full report with further details within the hour.
We interrupt our regular program schedule for a special report. Police speculate that today's theft of the Memorial Hospital blood bank is tied to a possible international black market traffic in whole blood and plasma. Hospital officials stress the urgent need for immediate blood donors. There is a critical call for an extremely rare type of Rh negative factor. This in connection with the race to save the life of a baby born today to Mr. and Mrs. Tad Warren of Westside.
People die every day, lady.
It is estimated that the successful illegal sale of the stolen blood could net well over $100,000 on the illegal market. Meanwhile, the Warren baby and scores of patients at the hospital are in serious danger.
Did you hear that? We got a lousy gram and that stuff's worth over 100.
Shut up.
We got taken, man. Shut up.
Just shut up and let me think this out, will you?
Certainly I could arrange that. I have no intention of shipping anything anywhere. You make the pickup here, you pay here. Cash. Used currency and nothing larger than 50s. I'm gonna have to get back to you. What do you want?
Half, baby.
Half of what?
Half of what you got, Asmus.
Get out of here, punk.
You kiss us off with $1,000 while you pull down a fortune, huh?
You don't know what you're talking about.
See, we heard the news on the TV, old man. We know what the blood's worth.
Come on, give.
Well, these things take a little time. I haven't been able to move any of it yet.
Don't stall us, friend.
All right. You're all right. As soon as I make the deal, I'll see that you're taken care of. But it's not going to come anywhere near what you think.
Yeah, well, it'll be close enough. Go ahead.
Now, wait a minute.
Now, sit down and shut up.
What's he doing?
Oh, man, just taking out a little insurance.
Look, you don't know anything about the handling of that blood. If that isn't stored under certain conditions, it'll be worthless.
Hey, we'll take good care of it. We're partners now. You do the moving, we do the supplying.
The people I do business with don't pay unless they see the merchandise.
We're not gonna take it all, just half. You set up the deal. When you close it, call me. We'll bring the other half, and we'll be here to split the bread when it goes on the table.
Guess I don't have much choice, do I?
No, you don't, Doc.
Well, look, you keep that stuff in dry ice. Keep it very cold, but don't allow it to freeze.
So some of it spoils. Who's gonna know the difference? Just the dummies who die from it.
Lieutenant, they're gonna run some more tests on her, but they're sure she's gonna be okay.
Oh, well, then there's no brain damage.
No irregularities in any of the tests. As a matter of fact, she's anxious to get to the composite.
That's right.
Now the mouth.
Full lips. Fuller than that. He had kind of a petulant lower lip.
Want some water?
Mrs. Danko? How about the eyes?
Brown. Kind of close together.
How's the Warren baby?
All we were able to come up with was 2 pints.
When was it transfused?
Over 5 or 6 hours ago.
Mrs. Dangle?
No, they weren't quite that shape. What time is it?
It's almost 1 a.m.
So she had 1 unit 6 hours ago, then she'll need another one within the next 6 hours.
That's all we've got.
Mike.
Everybody's doing what they can, babe.
Mrs. Dangle?
The RH factor in our blood bank would have been more than enough.
Mrs. Dangle?
No, his nose was longer than that, and it was straighter. That's him.
Uh, 10-7 investigation. Eddie at Golf. 10-7 investigation.
I missed it yesterday morning.
That's when I reported it stolen. Then it turned up last night, parked over there. It had to be kids, I figure.
How can you be sure?
Oh, yeah, so they bring it back. I mean, somebody steals a van, they usually strip it down at least.
Have you ever loaned the van to anyone?
Yeah, a couple of times. A fellow used to hang around.
Typo.
You guys mind telling me why you're so interested in this van?
This says it might have been used in a robbery. The blood bank at Memorial Hospital. Have you ever loaned the van to anyone, Mr. Bracken?
No. Only Cully. He took me to the hospital and my appendix kicked up. I was laid up a couple of days and he didn't have a car, so I loaned him the van.
This hospital, Memorial?
Yeah. Why?
This Cully, did he ever visit you in the hospital?
Yeah, once or twice.
Where can we get in touch with him?
Darned if I know. His name's Cully Ames, but I don't know where he lives.
Can you describe him?
Yeah. Yeah, he's a black guy. Well, you know, 6 foot, about 160 pounds, 29-30.
What about places he might hang out?
Well, let's see. I don't know. Cully's a real brewhound. A place over on 12th Avenue he favored, the Brig.
And Memorial Hospital officials have renewed their plea for anyone who has this rare blood type to contact the blood bank immediately. Meanwhile, the life of little baby Warren hangs precariously in the balance. With every passing hour, the outlook grows darker. This is a police composite of one of 2 men who are sought for questioning in connection with the theft of the blood bank. He is described as being in his late 20s or early 30s, approximately 150 to 160 pounds. If you have seen this man or have any information as to his whereabouts, contact the police. On the foreign scene, the balance of payments continues to plague common market nations seeking to...
Okay, we're on our way. Asmus, the delivery's all set. I told you, man, you worry too much. Let's move it.
Well, some of that blood sure enough gone sour by now.
Who cares? He gets his, brother. We get ours. And whoever gets this stuff gets one hell of a big surprise.
Coincidence. The van, Cully. Maybe someone else borrowed the van.
Got a call for plainclothes stakeout anyway.
The baby's got less than 2 hours. Wait a minute.
What have you got?
Well, we
we thought we found the van and the possible suspect.
We put him out through the media and on an APB. Jill's made it a positive identification.
How is she?
She's okay. She's going to be okay.
This wouldn't be Cully Ames.
Who's Cully Ames?
Coincidence, maybe. Can you hang a minute?
On market for mission 5.
Oh, man, we're gonna be so rich we could go to South America and back 5 or 6 times.
South America. Oh, man. Look, are you sure you don't want me to make that delivery to Asmus? The less you go riding around, the better. It's your picture they got.
And I told you worried too much. Put on the shades, and I look like 1,000 other brothers out on the streets. Once we get this stuff in the car, you get your tail back up here, pack all our things, and move them to the garage. And I'll be back around 5 to pick you up there.
You got it.
Yeah, sure. Comes in all the time. Oh, well, for the past few weeks, anyway. They were here a while ago.
They?
Him and his buddy.
White man?
Yeah, about the same height, only broader, you know?
Do you know where they live, where we can find them?
No. They're neighborhood people.
How can you tell for sure?
Because they come in at all kinds of hours, and I never seen them drive away.
Thank you.
All patrol units take up positions along a 6-block perimeter of the 12th Avenue address. Danko, take charge.
Roger, Lieutenant. I'll start a perimeter search east-west from 11th.
We'll take it from here.
Okay.
How about the houses across the street, and I'll start across the track?
Said you'd be bringing the blood with you.
You don't worry about it, Doc. You'll see it when the money people arrive.
Well, I hope you've kept it properly refrigerated the way I told you to.
Yeah, sure. How much longer your people gonna be?
I can imagine you're in somewhat of a hurry, Cully. I saw your picture on television. Quite a good likeness.
So what?
So, I realized there had to be a change in plan.
Aren't you a little bit out of character? They're not coming at all, are they?
They'll be here, but you won't. Don't! You're a foolish boy, Cully. But you're not that foolish, right?
Right.
Yeah. Now, where's that blood?
Back of the car.
You are a fool. All right, there's $500 in cash in there. That's all you're going to get, and you're lucky to get that. Now show me where that blood is.
They've been here about 6 weeks. They're gone. Dead beats. I knew there was something phony about those two. They owe me a month's rent.
Did they have a car?
Not until last night. Can you imagine spending all that money on a car and not paying me my rent?
Is there a garage where the car might be?
Out back, last garage on the left.
What kind of a car was it?
A blue convertible, 64 or 5 Chevy. My brother used to have one just like it. Hey, if the car's still out there, I can impound it for failure to pay the rent, can't I?
I'll go this way. Okay, where is it? Where is it? The blood you took from the hospital, where is it?
You're too late. It's gone.
Where? It didn't just get up and walk away.
Where is it?
What alarm company was that, Northern 30?
Ludlow 9, patch on TAC 2 in effect. Proceed with your transmission.
Suspect vehicle is a dark blue 64 or 5 Chevrolet convertible. Driver is believed to be suspect known as Cully Ames. Repeat, suspect vehicle is a dark blue 64 or 5 Chevrolet convertible. Driver by name of Cully Ames and fitting description of previous APB.
Ludlow 7, roger.
Claims she doesn't know where the blood is.
Do you know a baby may die unless we get that blood to her within 1 hour?
Right now, the charge is robbery. Do you want to buy accessory to homicide?
There's no point in trying to protect anyone, Jimmy. We know where your partner is. Cully Ames.
I don't know nobody named Cully Ames.
You have the right to remain silent. If you give up that right, anything you say can and will be held against you in a court of law.
Suspect vehicle in sight, dark blue 64 Chev, headed west on 12th Street at Madison.
Pull that trigger, you punk. I'd love to blow you away. That was my wife you nearly killed. Lose that gun and get out of that car. Put your hands behind your head and lock your fingers. know where the blood is either.
Well, what do I care?
I figured as much. Terry, come here.
Northern 30, the ADT is responding.
How long has that blood been exposed like that?
Long enough for it to go bad. That's what you mean.
Dr. A.D. Asmus, your contact?
Attention all units, the alarm 1930.
Get out. You hear the question? Is Asmus your contact?
Mission 1, 1940.
What's the use, Cully? We've been taken again.
Shut your mouth!
And he'll make a fortune. He kisses us off the chicken feed. That's only half of it. Asmus has got the rest of the stuff.
You stupid.
The rest of the blood, was it kept refrigerated?
As far as I know.
Is it at the Royden address?
Last time I saw it was.
What's that number?
4300.
Let's hit it.
Then she's okay.
Yeah, she's gonna be okay. Lucky.
Lucky you found the blood in time.
It was lucky that it'd been refrigerated. The rest of it had spoiled by the time they got to it.
How are the Warrens?
Very grateful, anxious to get their baby home. Me too.
You sure?
Mm-hmm.
Terry and Chris were by here a little while ago. They kind of indicated that you were enjoying your brief fling at bachelorhood.
They did they?
Hmm?
Yeah, well, Riker's put an end to all that. He didn't want me to have any time on my hands, so he's put me on the graveyard shift till you get out.
He's a man of infinite wisdom.
Yeah, he sure is.